everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Orchestrated Rams with Ian on the Rams Up Podcast Network. Today we'll be breaking down Rams versus Panthers Week 13 out there in Charlotte. And many people thought that based on how Carolina has played in the season thus far, that the Rams would absolutely beat them convincingly. And in this matchup, that was absolutely not the case, as both teams showcasing high-powered offenses and both defenses not having their best days at all. As in today's episode, we'll be breaking down the top 5 most impactful plays of the game in my eyes. Some offense, some defense, and there is a lot to showcase today. So, with that said, let's get into it. On this first impactful play of the game, first quarter, 1 minute, 20 seconds left, 2nd and 10 situation for the Rams offense as the ball game is tied 7-7. So here the Rams offense is in a shotgun formation, and they're in 11 personnel grouping, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers, and they'll be throwing the football out of this, so let's draw the routes out as such. Going to get the tight end. A little motion to the other side of Nacua here, and then he'll be running a little stop route or curl route, whatever name you like. Nacua at the bottom, he'll be running an out route. The running back will be running a little check down swing. Inside receiver will be running a deep in or dig route, whatever name you like. And then the top receiver will be also running an in route, just a little bit shorter. So a very simple concept, nothing too over the top, as it is a zone beater, right? Or a man-to-man beater, depending on how they're playing this. So that's what the Rams offense is doing on this play. Defensively, the Carolina Panthers are in their nickel package, meaning they have 5 DBs out on the field. And out of this, they're running cover 1 man-to-man. So I'm going to let this play for a quick second here, and it'll make more sense why I believe that. So you're going to get the motion there, and then, okay, ball snap. Now, let's draw out the defense. Why do I believe it's cover 1 man-to-man? So this safety will be the one guy responsible deep, which is the 1 in cover 1. You're going to get man up top here, man there, linebacker man with a running back. And then when Allen had the little motion inside, you're going to see this DB, he's leaping forward to be in man-to-man coverage there. And then you're going to get Jackson man with Nacua. And then, of course, the other linebacker will be in zone underneath as well. So there you go. Cover 1, one person responsible deep, man-to-man, and obviously a linebacker in zone short. So with that said, let's let the play go a little bit more here and see what the heck happens. So you get the man-to-man, right? And Stafford's surveying the field, and immediately you can see his eyes here, everyone. He's made up his mind. He's throwing the ball to Puka Nacua on the outside there, right? You can see his head going that way. Now, Stafford is a great no-look passing quarterback, but he liked the matchup, so he's throwing that damn ball, and there's nothing that's changing on that. But we let it go a little bit more here. Boom. Disaster happens immediately. Let's rewind it just a tad here. The problem with this is not the decision to throw to Puka Nacua. It's the location of the football, and then more importantly is how the DB Jackson is playing this. So Matthew Stafford, unfortunately for him, he throws this ball to the inside shoulder of Nacua, which is no bueno when you have a DB that played this pretty dang good. I mean, look at Jackson. He's on the hip pocket of Nacua. He's playing pretty dang good coverage, in my opinion. Very, very good coverage. So you got that, but Stafford, what he needed to do on this, he needed to throw it more to the sideline, right? Way more outside. So if Nacua grabs it, great. If nobody grabs it, then so be it. At least the DB is not going to have a chance, or Mike Jackson was going to have a chance to grab this or get a hand on it at all. But Stafford, again, with that type of coverage, that throw has to be to the sideline on any out route, and he threw it way too inside, and this got intercepted. Let's let it go a little bit more now. As you can see, boom, snagged it. And it's just a great play by him. And again, if the throw was more to the outside, maybe He gets his hand on it to break it up, but it's definitely not going to be a pick six in my opinion. Now, if we rewind it just a little bit more and see what else could have been hit. Now, he decided to throw this ball pretty dang quick. People were pointing out, hey, could he have thrown Matthew Stafford? Could he have thrown to Konate running down the middle on that in route? Maybe. But because he made the decision to throw to Nacua on that, well, I guess we'll never fully know. But man, when you're late on a throw and when you're throwing it inside, you get bad things like this. And again, if the throw was to the outside, then I think it would have been incomplete or Nacua catches it. But holy moly. Off to the races. See ya later as he gets the pick six here, everyone. And man, oh man, Stafford gets laid out. And what an impactful play this was. Again, the concept was fine. You get the good coverage by Mike Jackson. And this ball has to be the outside. And Stafford just 1,000% missed on this. And it ended up being a game-changing play in this first quarter. A wild one for sure. On the second impactful play of the game, third quarter, 8 minutes, 54 seconds left. 4th and 3 situation for the Carolina Panthers offense as the Rams are up 21-17. So there's been a lot of craziness in the second and, early parts of the third quarter here. But we jump to this moment where the Carolina Panthers are an 11 personnel grouping and it's do or die, going for it, forgetting the field goal attempt in this rainy weather. And they decide to pass the ball, and we'll draw out the routes as such. So you're going to get T-Mac McMillan, the receiver. He'll be running like a deep crossing route or drag route. You're going to be getting Xavier Legette. He'll be running a deep in route or dig route. You're going to be getting the tight end here running to the flat. You're going to get Chuba Hubbard staying home to block. And then you're going to get one-on-one at the top, like a go route. A deep shot there. So that is what the Carolina Panthers are doing to convert this 4th and 3 situation. What are the Rams doing on this play? Well, they're in their nickel package, meaning they have 5 DBs out on the field. And they're going to be running cover 1 blitz. Cover 1 meaning that one person is responsible deep. That'd be Kitchens there. You're going to be getting man-to-man everywhere else. So you're going to get man there. Durant man with Legette in the middle. You're going to get Curl man with the tight end. Then Nate Landman's going to drop into coverage. And then all the other guys are going to be rushing the quarterback. And the blitzing man is inside linebacker Omar Spates, as he will go. And, of course, all the other linemen will be rushing as well. So with this, as you can see in the middle there, all those guys are clustered up. Maybe they run the ball, maybe not. But just based on where Chuba Hubbard is, they're saying, all right, he's not running the ball. Let's line up. Let's try to confuse Bryce Young. Who's coming? Who's going? Who's dropping into coverage? That's the fun mind games when you have so many guys lined up in the middle of the field like that at the line of scrimmage, as you can see Landman and Spates are doing right there. And then, of course, at the top as well, let's not forget about Emmanuel Forbes. He will be playing man-to-man coverage as well. So it's our guys against your guys, and hopefully the blitz gets home, and that is the goal on this 4th and short situation. So let's let the play go for a sec and see what the heck happens. So with this, you get the surveying the field, and then, okay, you see right here, right? Everyone's in man-to-man. You see Omar Spates go. You see Nate Landman. He's going to be dropping into coverage. All right, he's staying put. Then you get man, and then the one deep. Then, of course, you see Omar being the blitzing guy on that. Just wanted to freeze frame that there so you can see how it all unfolded. But, immediately, though, guys, Bryce Young doesn't even survey the field very much. Look at him. Right after the snap, he says, okay, I'm throwing that go ball, that streak pass, whatever name you like, to Coker out there on the outside. Immediately, he said, I believe in my guy more to win on this than the Rams have faith in their guy to be able to stop it, which is crazy to think about, by the way. So let's let it go a little bit more. Good protection. And then, truthfully, if that wasn't open right away and he didn't want to throw that, Bryce Young did have the option if he wanted to laser this in to T-Mac there down the middle. He was open on that too for everyone out there who was saying, oh, he didn't have any other options. He definitely did. But he decided to throw the ball, as you could see it there. Look at already halfway there. And let's be honest about it as well. Emmanuel Forbes, his coverage isn't bad, but you can start to see the separation that Coker is getting there on top of him. So, man, Bryce Young very decisive there to pull the trigger immediately, but he did have other options underneath. So, boom. And then right here, Emmanuel Forbes just 100% got beat in this man-to-man situation. And Forbes is one of the fastest DBs for the Rams, and unfortunate for him, man, he just, backyard style, mano-y-mano, he got beat. There's no other way around it. And big catch, and then ran it in for the touchdown as Forbes couldn't bring him down in time either. But holy moly, the young quarterback Bryce Young, decisive off the bat. And again, it does not look like it's bad coverage at that moment when Bryce Young threw it, but he made an elite throw. The receiver ran under it perfectly, and Forbes just got outran. It's just the facts. But again, if Bryce Young really wanted to survey the field, he also could have thrown that deep crossing route to T-Mac there. And I believe that's pretty dang open, too, for a completion. So what an impactful play this was. Not just giving up the fourth down, but giving up a touchdown on it. Absolutely bonkers. And this was the beginning of more wild plays that will show very soon. On this third impactful play of the game, fourth quarter, 6 minutes, 43 seconds left, 4th and 2 situation for the Carolina Panthers offense as the Rams are up 28-24. So here the Panthers offense is yet again in a 4th and short, and they're going for it, saying, forget the field goal attempt, forget punting. We're trying to score and match with the Rams offense. So here they are, 11 personnel grouping, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers, and they'll be running a play action pass out of this look. So let's draw it out as such. You're going to be getting that jet sweep motion, very similar to what the Rams like to do when they hand the ball off to the receiver and or run the ball. And then once Coker gets there, he'll be running to the flat. You're going to get the fake kind of handoff Machuba, and then he'll stay home and block. You're going to be getting also a deep drag or crossing route by T-Mac, Tetero McMillan. And then you're also going to be getting Xavier Legette running a crossing route as well. So this play is one short option, deep shot, and then also, you'll get a little kind of block and release check down by the tight end as well. But the main thing is, let's hit something deep, and if there is something short to get those couple yards, then so be it. But that is what the Carolina Panthers are doing on this 4th down play. Now the Rams defense, they're yet again in their nickel package, 5 DBs on the field. And what I believe they're doing is cover 1 match. Now, it is cover 1 like you would think, 1 person responsible deep, and it is man-to-man coverage. But what the match part of this means to me, based on what I saw here, is that as of right now, you think, okay, it's just all straight up man, 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 man. But if receivers motion to a different part of the field, then you got to take on a different guy. It's not old school man-to-man. It's like, hey, no matter where that guy goes, you're going to follow him. So let's let the play go for a quick second. It'll make more sense why I believe that. So you're going to get the motion here, and you see everyone slide over, right? You see people point. Let me go back a little bit. So out of this look now it's still man-to-man. You're going to get the 1 person deep. Emmanuel Forbes, man at the top like it always was. You're going to get Darius Williams. Whoever shows up to the outside, he'll be man-to-man with. So you're going to get Josh Wallace, man here. You're going to get D-Will, man with the outside receiver. Cam Curl is waiting for someone to show up. So more than likely, man with the running back. And then the tight end there, man here as well. So there you go. On top of that, though, you're going to get Byron Young. He's going to be dropping into coverage. So this is a very interesting man-to-man concept here by the Rams. You're going to get the 1 guy up top. You're going to get everyone else in man-to-man practically. But then you're also going to drop an extra guy underneath a pass rusher to kind of cover the short area of the field as well. And, of course, Nate Landman, then he'll also bail back into zone as well once he figures out it's not a run pass. So very interesting. Very not complicated, but almost like a match man-to-man concept where, again, depending on where guys end up by the time the ball is snapped, your responsibilities of who you have change. So let me get out of all these drawings here, and again, we can play forward a little bit. It'll make a little bit more sense. So as we let it go a little bit, you can see now everyone's playing their man-to-man coverage and running with guys, right? So as you can also see here, though, a couple things happen. You see Josh Wallace at first is like, wait a minute, where am I at? Oh, yeah, I got to be man-to-man with him. As at first he wasn't running with them, then he starts to run with them. You get man up there, you're getting man here, you get the one guy in zone, and then, of course, you see all the other stuff develop as well. So it looks like it's in pretty good shape at the moment as we let it go a little bit more. And then the thing, though, is, again, when you're only rushing 3 guys, look at Bryce Young's pocket. He has all the time in the world to survey this field. Look at it. 3 guys only rushing. You get the 2 D tackles and then 1 outside linebacker. Everyone else is dropped into coverage. And yes, you think, okay, can Bryce Young make the throw? No one's open, but this is the problem. Let's let it go a little bit more here. He throws the ball saying, F it, I got to give my guy a chance. It's 4th down. But Emmanuel Forbes just completely lost track of the football in the sky here. He had good coverage that entire time, literally up until that point. And he lost it. 1,000% lost track of the football as T-Mac keeps on running full speed, and he ends up catching this thing a little bit more downfield. But, oh my goodness. Boom. Caught it. See you later. And what an impactful play this was. As again, good coverage in my opinion by everyone on this play, but unfortunately for Emmanuel Forbes here, another play on 4th down where he just got beat one-on-one. And it seems like at this moment right here, for whatever reason, he went to jump in front. He thought maybe the pass was going to be more out in front. As you can see him kind of trying to go forward to maybe break up the pass or intercept it. But Bryce Young threw it over his head here instead of, throwing a straight line, which I think Emmanuel Forbes thought it was going to be. And again, let's rewind it a little bit more one more time on this. The Rams only rushed 3 guys, and they could not get any pressure on the quarterback, which gave him time to survey the field and make that throw. That is the next biggest thing here, as people have questioned whether that was the right call or not, but that's what the Rams chose to do, and they got burned by it. And then Emmanuel Forbes getting beat yet again in man-to-man. Tough, tough, tough. On this 4th impactful play of the game, 4th quarter, 2 minutes, 34 seconds left, 3rd and 10 situation for the Rams offense as they are down 28-31. So after Carolina continuing to just stay alive and score points on offense, the Rams have to try and at least match it or be better than that on this drive. And after a bad penalty by Matthew Stafford not, paying attention to the play clock, they're backed up in this 3rd and 10 situation. They're in their 11 personnel grouping, 1 tight end, 1 running back, and they have to throw the football out of this look. So we'll start the routes at the bottom. You're going to get a deep in route by Devontae Adams, or dig route, whatever you name you like. Williams, the running back, will be running to the flat, or kind of like a deeper out route, if we're just being honest about it. Then you're going to get Ferguson, a deep crossing or drag route to the other side of the field. You're going to get Nakua, a little stop curl route there. And then you're also going to get the same thing by Konate Mumfield. He'll also be running a little stop curl route as well. So this is the goal of getting something at 10 yards or beyond and converting and keeping the drive alive. And that's what the Rams offense is doing on this play. Defensively, the Carolina Panthers are in their dime package, meaning that they have 6 DBs out in the field. And in this, I believe they're running cover 3. Cover 3 meaning that they have 3 people responsible deep, but it's kind of a little hybrid with man too, if that makes sense. So what is that? You're going to get this safety is going to jump to the middle of the field. You're going to get this corner covering deep there. Mike Jackson's also kind of playing that, but depending on where Davante Adams goes, he's kind of running man-to-man with him, which is kind of why I say it's maybe a little bit of hybrid. But everyone else is in zone coverage. You're going to get the safety drop down here, almost kind of like a Robert look slightly. You're going to get drop there, drop underneath, and then drop there as well. So cover 3 with Mike Jackson at the bottom, kind of playing this, soft man-to-man with Davante as well. So that's what the Carolina Panthers are doing is, again, 3 people deep, quote unquote, everyone else zone in their intermediate, medium, pass part of the field. That makes sense. All right. So with that said, let's let it go and see what the heck happens. So you're getting that, but then wait a minute. Let's pause right here. On top of that cover 3 that I pointed out, you're going to be getting a crisscross, a twist, a stunt, whatever name you like by the D line here. So what is that? That is when pass rushers attack up the field at one direction at first and then crisscross, switch, stunt to a different direction so guys could get themselves free to get to the quarterback. So what you're seeing here is that you're going to get the pass rush on the side was attacking inside at first, or excuse me, let me back that up. Attacking to the outside at first, and then now attacking to the inside. Derek Brown was attacking inside at first, and then he's going to crisscross to the outside after. And again, the point of that is to mess with O-linemen, to free yourself up, to get off blocks, and cause confusion so you can get to the quarterback and get him to the ground, or sack, pressure, etc., etc. So that's what's going on up front as well. So let's let it go a little bit more here, and it works beautifully. Look at exactly the goal of this was to free yourself up, cause confusion, and that is exactly what happens here. Steve Avila, who was originally blocking Derek Brown because he was on the inside, doing a good job. The crisscross got him off the block of Steve, and let's let it go a little bit more, and gets him free to the quarterback. And look at that. Rainy weather, big hit by a good defensive player, and the strip sack happens. Oh my goodness. As if we, fast forward just a tad here, I mean, there were people open for Matthew Stafford, right? If it was a normal pocket, pass protection was there for literally another second. He could have lasered it in if he really wanted to. Puka would have been a tough catch, but possible. Could have thrown that other curl route. Probably was going to be a first down. If you wanted to, could have lasered it into Davante Adams on that deep in route. Probably would have been a catch. If you wanted to, throw it short to Williams, the running back. He would have ran for the first down. And then also, if you wanted to throw it up top to Terrence Ferguson, there could have been a chance there as well. So in this, because of the pressure, all those options that were available and could have been caught for a first down could not happen because of the stunt by Derek Brown, and he causes the sack there. I mean, man, what an impactful play that was as they scoop it up and they run a little bit. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And one more time for you. Options were available all throughout the field to convert this one. But the stunt that was designed on purpose worked to perfection. Instead of just maybe taking a sack and kicking the field goal, turnover, absolutely horrible scenario for the Rams. But let's fast forward to the other angle so you can see. Now look at Derek Brown. Look how far inside he is on this. He's on the left side of the field, attacking forward at first with Kevin and Coleman. And obviously you get the other guys as well, far right, or far left, excuse me. And then you get the one edge rusher there on the far right. But let's look at that stunt, that crisscross, that switch, whatever name you like. So look at, boom, tacks to the inside at first, and then, man, the stunting to perfection. Outside guy starts on the outside, attacks inside. He starts on the inside and then attacks to the outside and gets himself free. Because, guys, look at the mess right here. You got two guys, offensive linemen, running into each other on this. Great design, and again, great execution to get free, and then you see the ball come out and scoop. Not a score, luckily, for the Rams, but a big return there, and holy moly, what an impactful play this was in a critical situation in the game where the Rams needed points desperately and did not get it on this. Wow. On this fifth and final impactful play of the game. Fourth quarter. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left. 3rd and 5 situation for the Carolina Panthers offense as the Rams are still down 28-31. So after the bad turnover by the Rams offense, Stafford getting strip sacked, the Rams made a couple stops, got some timeouts in, and they need one here to keep their chances of winning alive. And the Carolina Panthers are saying, nope, we're going for the jugular. No running it. We're throwing it to win the game. And here they are, 11 personnel grouping, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers. And out of this, we'll draw out the routes as such. You're going to get a deep in route by Leggett. You're going to get a shorter in route by Coker. You're going to get a little block and then release to the flat by the tight end. You're going to be getting a deep out route by T-Mac. And then you're going to be getting Hubbard, the running back, running to the flat there. So that's what's going on for the Carolina Panthers in this situation. Some in routes, out route, and then so a couple shorter stuff if the deeper stuff isn't there. What are the Rams doing on this play? Well, they are in their nickel package, meaning they have 5 DBs on the field. And in this look, they're running cover 3. What does that mean? 3 people responsible deep. You're going to get Darius Williams covering deep there. You're going to get Kella Witherspoon covering deep there. You're going to get the other safety covering deep in the middle part of the field. So 1, 2, 3, cover 3. And what else entails in that? Usually you're going to get people covering in the intermediate parts of the field. All right. Not necessarily short, but kind of like that hook to curl route. You're going to get the same here. And you would get a linebacker, same zone underneath. But I believe Omar Speights here accidentally, whether he got the call correct or not, he is playing this like it's man-to-man. When no one else is playing man-to-man other than him. Everyone else is playing cover 3. So, why is that important? Well, let's let the play go a little bit and see what the heck happens. So you see, immediately he starts to run with Chuba Hubbard that's running out of the backfield there, right? Okay, he thinks it's man-to-man. Makes sense in his mind, and if that were the call. But you let it go a little bit more. I mean, look at what happens. Bryce Young, easy read as he throws to a wide open Jalen Coker running that in route to the middle of the field. Easy. Pitch and catch like you're playing in the backyard. And why is that so dang open? Is because Omar Speights was running with Chuba Hubbard instead of playing zone coverage in that middle part of the field, which is what should have happened. Again, no one else is playing man-to-man coverage. And yes, the Rams do combo coverage where they'll have a corner, maybe play man-to-man on one side, everyone else do zone. That happens. But to have an inside linebacker whose skill set isn't man-to-man coverage, or his strength, I should say, to have him be the only guy playing man-to-man, that doesn't seem like something the Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula would have called or would want in this situation. As again, every single other person is in cover 3 zone coverage. So this colossal mistake led Coker wide open. Boom, pitch and catch, first down, game over. Game over. And let's fast forward to the other angle here, as it'll make more sense how open this got. So, okay, right here. Ball is being snapped. Again, the original plan should be zone there, zone more to the outside by curl, and then again, zone middle of the field, and everyone else, in the cover 3 look, of course. But that's not what happens. Again, you get all those guys doing what they're supposed to, what I believe, but you have Omar running with the running back Chuba Hubbard out of the backfield and just leaves that middle part of the field so dang open. I mean, look at this. Easy. For Bryce Young being a smaller guy, this is probably one of the easiest throws to win a game he's maybe ever had in the professional football league, NFL, I should say. Because again, Omar's running with him, and that just leaves this giant hole in the defense to complete this catch and win the game. Crazy, crazy, crazy that happened in a do or die situation. And, of course, Bryce Young, easy throw. Pitch and catch. Game over. What an impactful play this was as the Rams lose on this. Did not get the ball back. And see ya later with any chances of trying to win this game. Crazy.